Hi everybody, it's Geordie from Geordie's Cards and I am back with episode 30 of my Shop Your Crafty Stash series today. Can't believe I've made 30 of these videos, but I am really enjoying this series and it's been a great way to use up some products from my stash that I had kind of forgotten about. And this stamp set is the perfect example. This is the Biddy Bears stamp set. I've had it for years. It's from MFT Stamps and I have neglected it for a long time. The die set that my random number generator chose was this Mama Elephant Lift Flap Grid die set. And it's kind of designed for the little agenda sets, but it works really well with this Biddy Bears as well. I'm also pulling out this Lawn Fawn Lots of Stars background stencil, which I haven't used very often. In fact, I think I've only used it once. So I am using this stencil. This is a piece of Bristol Smooth cardstock, and I'm using some Lawn Fawn inks today. I have Bubblegum, which is my kind of pinky red. I'm kind of doing a bit of a rainbow here. And Lemonade, Jalapeño, and Fish Tank are the four colours that I'm using. So I decided to create a little bit of a crazy rainbow background here, and I really like how it turned out actually. So I went in with my pink, then my yellow, then my green, and then my blue will be last. And then when I used the second stencil, because there are two stencils in this set, and the first one is great. It fills in all these gorgeous stars. But then if you use the other one, it kind of makes a really full pattern. Now, you can either just use one or both together, but I decided to use both and just go really crazy and colourful and bright today. And then when I kind of put my second stencil down, I was going to go in the same order, same color order with starting with my pink and ending with my blue. I decided to reverse it and start with my blue and end with my pink. And I don't know why I decided to reverse it. I just thought it would be kind of fun. And it does look quite cool. I'm quite happy with it. What I would say is I probably should have cleaned my stencil off after each colour because I ended up kind of muddying my colours a little bit on this stencil. But I think it still works okay. And I think it did turn out really super bright and colourful and just lots of fun. I really like the way it turned out. So I'm just going to, keep going with my colours here in the reverse order this time. And I'm trying to blend over so that there's kind of a little bit of a blend between the two colours in each section, if that makes sense. So where my pink is going on, I'm also blending over bits of that yellow so that I get a bit of a kind of a blended look rather than just like a really stark line. So here's the finished result, and I think it looks really cool. I'm kind of happy with it. So I went ahead and cut out my lift flap grid from that panel, and I have coloured and cut out all of my little images. I did die cut a banner. This comes from the Heffy Doodle Tagalongs die set, and I just cut that little banner and stamped the happy birthday sentiment which comes with this Biddy Bears stamp set. And now I'm just kind of laying out my little bears, figuring out where they're going to go. And this is a really wacky card. It's really bright and colourful, but I do kind of like it. It's not kind of like my normal style, I would say. I mean, I do like bright, colourful cards for sure, but this is probably a lot more than I would normally do, but I do really like it. So I'm just going to glue everything down here and get everything in place. So I was really happy when the stamp set came out with my random number generator because I have not used it for a long, long time. And I remember very clearly when it came out, long before I discovered the Mama Elephant little agenda sets, I discovered this one and I fell in love with it. I think my favourite is this little bear with the honey pot, which I'm picking up just now. But I had to have the stamp set, and I think I've probably used it maybe once several years ago. So it really did need some love, and I'm so happy to be using it today. And while it works really well with this lift flap grid die, I would never have thought to put it with this die set. In all honesty, this stamp set would have languished at the back of my stash probably for many more years before I rediscovered it. So I am loving this Shop Your Crafty Stash series just for that very purpose, that I am rediscovering some really amazing stamps that I fell in love with and maybe only used once. So it's been great. I am now pulling out the Mama Elephant Mini Everyday Messages stamp set, which is they're perfectly sized to fit into these little grid window die sets that they have. And they have several of these grid windows. In fact, I made a card with the Cloud Grid die set a few weeks ago. So these little mini messages fit perfectly into all of those different grid dies that they have. So I'm so glad I got these, and I'm just kind of adding some sentiments that match with my happy birthday theme. So I've got Hip Hip Hooray was the first one that I stamped out there. And then this one, which says, let's celebrate. And then I think I have one that says best wishes. And I can't remember what the other one said. Something like it's your day, something like that. But I just thought that this worked perfectly to kind of pop inside those little flaps. And I'm not, oh, happy day, that was it. I'm not using all of the flaps. I'm not going to have all of the flaps lifting up. So the flaps with the little bears attached to them, I'm not going to have those move. They are going to remain flat down on my card. So just these 4 little flaps that I have here, which I'm going to actually fold up and down. So the other ones I'm going to attach flat to the card. So here I am attaching my glue to the back of this panel, and I will glue all over those flaps that I don't want to lift up as well, just to make sure that they're secured down. You could, of course, go to town and have every flap lift up and have something underneath each flap. And I did actually consider putting some images behind, but in the end I decided that this was the best option for this card today, and I really like how it turned out. And I decided to use that yellow cardstock, that's actually Buttercup cardstock from Concord and 9th, as my background piece, just because why not? It's bright and colourful and it kind of matches everything else on my card. So I have a top folding standard size card base at 5.5 by 4.25 inches, and I'm attaching my panel down on top of that, and then that is it, my card complete. And like I say, a little bit different from what I would normally make, but I really like it and I think it's lots of fun. I hope you enjoyed this one too. If you did, please do give it a thumbs up. Please do subscribe to my channel. I would love to see you come back and join me again. And please feel free to leave a comment down below. I always try and respond to the comments that I get, and I'm always grateful for them. Thank you so much for joining me today. Take care.